Okay, hello everybody. I am here with Dominick Sweeney, and he is in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where he owns his own Society Mortgage branch. And we're sitting down with Dom to talk about the mortgage industry and kind of why he chose Society Mortgage. So, if you've ever wondered what it's like to go from a bank to a mortgage company, stay tuned. So, Dom, just some background. How long have you been in the mortgage industry?
Perfect. This is year six for me in the mortgage industry.
Awesome. So before Society Mortgage, you were working at a bank. What was that like?
Um, it was okay. A lot of guardrails and a lot of pushback on any creativity. So, um, not bad, but not the experience I get to enjoy today.
Yeah. So what made you switch to Society Mortgage?
So the primary reason that I switched from the bank to SM is I don't know. I think overall, I think a lot of it came down to flexibility, creativity, and underwriting. So I think the way that we look at loans, no borrower left behind, really helps us put a lot of deals together that a lot of banks and credit unions are not willing to look at. So for me, it was just a way for me to increase my production in my business because some of the tools that we're given here at SM are way better. It makes lending like a lot more accessible to a lot more people, I think. And so that was um, the main reason I came here.
Yeah. So you're talking about like some challenges that you faced at the bank. What was the biggest challenges that you faced there besides the pushback or not allowing some people to get certain loans?
Yeah, I mean, like just to kind of piggyback, I mean, I think that in general, banks and credit unions are more conservative, and so a lot of times they're not trying to make things work. As the mortgage lender who gets paid based on the loans that they do, it's very frustrating to have loans that you feel are good and then just not being able to get them done because people maybe have different opinions. So, yeah, I mean that's been the highlight of working here has just been how everybody is so collaborative and very much like just wants to see the loans close. And if we can make something happen, we're going to. So, I mean, that's been huge for me. So,
Yeah, so what would you say is like the difference of your team now in terms of like underwriting, processing, and closing compared to at your bank?
the level of support that I have at SM is totally different. At the bank, I was asked to do so many minor and just kind of inconvenient, ticky-tacky things that really um, were not productive, right? Like they were there were things that had to happen, but they just weren't they didn't place the a lot of priority on making sure that my time was used in a way that was beneficial for the business that I was bringing in. So I think that here I've got such a level of support, especially in processing. I've got the assistant now. I've got, a really effective underwriter. And so like the amount of support that I have enables me to go out in the marketplace and talk to real referral partners and realtors and say, hey, like, yes, we can close a loan in 15 days. Yes, we have really good rates. Like, I know I can deliver the product. And so it's really helped me to be able to grow my business, because I've got this behind me.
Yeah, I feel like just from speaking with so many people that I hear, everyone's like, I always thought I had a really good team behind me until I came here and realized what a good team really was and the support that they provide.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, being able to tell people I have a great processing team that I can count on, like this loan will get closed because I trust the people I
Yep.
work with.
Yeah. Well, and everybody just wants to work hard and wants to see it happen. And so it's game changing.
Yeah, and especially like in for you, the people that you work with in processing, like they see that it's your business and want to be a part of your business and help you succeed, which is really special, I think.
Oh, for sure. And the relationships that I've made here, I mean, a lot of them I hope are lifelong. I just think that the level of people that we have at this company is awesome. I think we just have great people here. So,
Yeah, so how has your business changed since moving to society in terms of flexibility, compensation, support?
yeah, I mean, this is like I said, support has been it's twice as good as it was at the bank. I mean, totally like different. I mean, I just like the things that I'm doing now at work are a little bit different than what I was doing at the bank. I mean, I just feel like I'm doing activities that are way more beneficial for additional business, right? It's more of that account rep mentality where, I get to be the front and the face of the company, and then I have unbelievable support on the back end. So it's like I can spend more time doing the activities that really bring the loans in, right? And so that's what's been really beneficial. Comp wise, obviously, like going from a bank to a broker or a banker, like Society, totally different comp. I mean, if you're a high producer, even if you're a mid-level producer, I would say that you're going to make way more money here because of the way we're compensated, right? And then like in general, like my processes and procedures and workflows that I get to engage with here at SM, I'm just way better, I think, now than I was at the bank because there's way more focus placed on just getting the business. And so it's just like I'm fine tuning my funnel, and I feel like I'm getting a lot more, I'm getting a lot better at it, right? And getting a lot more people in the door because of it. We looked at the numbers today, like year over year for quarter one, 2024 versus quarter one this year. And I think my business is up like 25% year over year. And so
Wow.
that's in like a really high rate environment. So it's been fantastic working here.
Yeah, I would like to say for everyone listening that you are one of the best here. You're always number one. So just a shout out to you.
Appreciate it.
And but what's one thing that you didn't expect about making this switch?
I would say like in general, when you never know what it's going to be like until you actually get somewhere. The amount of support and the amount of like inclusivity into like we got here when we came, especially from like Ben and Chad and from like management was unbelievable. I mean, it was like anything that we wanted or asked for, they if they could get it for us, they did, and if they couldn't, they tried really hard to do it. So I think just the level of support we got from management and ownership in general was unprecedented.
Yeah, I think it's really special. Like they see you as this is your business and they give you all freedoms to allow
Yeah,
you to do what you want to do best and they want to do everything to help you succeed.
totally. Yep. And I think we're all working for the same thing. I mean, we all want more business, and I think that the fact that they're so involved in the business is so nice too, because they're not hands off, they're hands on, and you really can get a lot done when we're all working together. So
Yeah, so into that, you now have your own brick and mortar on Main Street. Do you want to tell me a little about that, some of the wins you're getting from having this location?
yeah, yeah. So we're in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So this is where the bank was located that I worked at as well. And we knew that in the Midwest, you really need a brick and mortar in order to be successful and have that name recognition and credibility that we needed. And Society was amazing to work with as far as we've got a really nice location, and obviously like a Midwest downtown, I mean, they're not always going to be the most pretty buildings, right? They're not all Fort Lauderdale level stuff. So they were very generous with helping us get this building up to snuff. I mean, we're operating in a building now that looks like a selling sunset real estate office. So we really we really needed that in order to be competitive, and credible. And also, the real estate agents really appreciate the design and the aesthetic of it. And it's been great for us, and they've been very supportive of us. And I think Chad's vision aligns with Main Street. So I think everyone loves how this all turned out for us.
Yeah, the goal is to have one on every Main Street in areas just like La Crosse. And I know you're also doing an SEO campaign teaming up to like attack the competitor that you have near you, the local credit union.
Hmm.
So it's nice having those things in place and really setting you up for that name.
Totally, yeah. The marketing support that we've gotten, has been unbelievable. And, Molly, that, and Ashlyn and all of you guys. So, I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, if I ask for something marketing wise, I might hear something back in 2 months, at the bank, and I'm getting it back like same day. So, I mean, that's been unbelievable too.
Yeah, so we already talked so much about like the support and culture that you get here. And do you want to touch on like how it impacted your ability to serve clients from the bank till now?
Yeah, I mean, there is no there's no drop off in the level of service whatsoever between when I take the application and when the closing happens. Like every part of the process has been well thought out, and like my role, and this is a testament to the company, my role has shrunk from a do-it-all guy, like doing every aspect of the loan, to now I just bring the business in and I attend closings. So my role has gotten much easier, which has made it much more replicable, which is why my business has increased because I'm able to hand off and have really good support with processing and underwriting where I'm not involved as much in those aspects of the loan. If I need to be, I am. If there's a fire, I'm aware of it. But otherwise, I have such good people behind me that it's like I have no problems, right? I'm just they're doing that part, I'm doing this part, and it's working very well like a factory line. So
That's so awesome. Can you share an example of how SM and the team has helped you close like either a tough deal or has helped you grow in your business kind of?
yeah, so I had an opportunity. This is a really good example of a loan that was at Wells Fargo. It was a VA loan and was closing like it had gone under contract in like I think end of October of last year. So it was under contract for about 60 days by the time I had gotten to it. And Wells Fargo was kind of raking these people over the coals, asking for millions of documents, asking for a ton of letters of explanation, just really not wanting to do the loan and trying to find a reason not to do it. So we got the contract from the real estate agent. I think it was like December 20th, so right around Christmas time. Um, so Sarah, my processor, was kind of in and out of the office, and Mike, the underwriter, was also, doing the same thing. Obviously, it was Christmas. We were able to get the application in and get the loan fully approved and closed in 10 days. And so, like for a VA loan, like obviously the appraisal was in, but to have that ability to be able to close that fast and to meet expectations, we received an unbelievable review because of it. We had great credibility with the real estate agent, the title company, the listing agent. I mean, everyone was thrilled with the work. And so that goes a long way, especially in a place like La Crosse where there is a limited, it's not a huge community. Everybody knows everybody. And so that kind of thing can really go so far in getting more business and getting more referrals and building a real brand. So that was a huge win for us end of the year last year.
Wow. And don't worry, there's only like two or three more questions, but this is so great. Like this makes me want to be a loan officer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. She gave me a tin of Christmas cookies. I don't think I ate them all because I started dry January right away. But uh, yeah, no, it was awesome. It was really cool.
That is awesome. So, if you could go back in time, would you have made this switch sooner?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would have had. I think I'm going to have my best year ever, like in a true purchase market this year, and I think I would have probably had that the year before as well. Yeah, and I was already kind of on this model at the bank where it was all commission, right? And I think if I would have switched at that point in time, I think I would be doing more business even than I am now. So yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, just talking with people, I know a lot of people in positions of like being at a bank or somewhere else feel really stuck, and the process of moving is difficult and scary in terms of just sales and commission. Like,
Hmm.
what advice would you give to someone who's sitting here at where you were a year ago, deciding whether or not they want to come in?
I would say they just have to take a hard look at their business and where it's coming from and where it's going, how they're getting it. If they're getting organic business and they can support their lifestyle on only commission at a much higher rate than what they're getting now at the bank, and they're generating their own business, I think they should look really hard at it because I think that they'd be surprised how much more money they can make at a place like this and really have better service, better underwriting, get more loans done because of it. But also just the freedom they're afforded with the flexibility of it is life changing. And so I think that if you're a producer and you've got ability, I think this is a great place for you.
So, and then any final thoughts for any LOs watching this, taking some inspiration from you?
I would just say stick with it. We're in a higher rate environment, but I think they're going to go down. I think if you can just, generate enough interactions with your referral partners and customers and just remind people that you're there, I think, that's all it really takes. So,
And then on that, one little tip of advice, what would you say is the best way to, or a tip for like having those referral partners and really managing them? What would you say is your biggest advice?
I think just keeping track of your interactions with people, like when you last met with them, and having a list established, and then also having a follow-up established, so like, hey, I need to follow up with this person on this date, have a meeting on this date. Here's the last time I met with them. I think the key to building a business is just having enough personal interactions with people that they come to like and trust you. It's a lot like dating, right? And so I think you just have to have enough touches, and eventually you figure out who you're going to go out with. And so I think that just having enough interactions and tracking it well enough is really the key.
Awesome. So I'm going to shout you out here. If you're a loan officer, if you're looking for more growth, flexibility, support, you can always reach out to Dom. I'll have all his information below and follow us for more and see where this can take you. And then you can do a little wave.